I feel like every time we do this, it always just ends up being me apologizing to the younger parts for like exiling them and for not loving them and for not like including them into my life.
Yeah.
And it's like they're not mad at me, but I've done that to them.
So now instead of talking about her, talk to her. There you go. Keep your breath moving. Chelsie Hightower.
Hi.
So glad you're here.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thank you.
We've done sessions on the phone, and we've had a good time. And I said, hey, doing this podcast, do you want to swing on down and do one live?
Yeah.
And you were quick to say, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But I know that there's some nerves in kind of doing this live. So one of the things that I want to make sure that you're comfortable with is like, hey, you don't have to get into any specifics of story. Like we can address things, and it's good for people who are watching to know that too. It's like, hey, the story's okay, and if you feel that, hey, there's a part of the story that's really important so that you can get to a certain place, then do it.
Okay.
But other than that, like, it's not necessary to actually experience the healing.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I know on the phone we went into lots of like story stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I do like to talk.
Cool. Well, you're in the right place.
But yeah, cool.
So give us just 20, 30 seconds. Like, who are you? Like, I know you're acting, and what's your story? You've done a lot with Dancing with the Stars and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship.
Yeah, I grew up as a dancer. I started dance at my elementary school when I was 9 years old, which is a little bit unique. It was actually the only elementary school in the whole of America at the time to have a ballroom program. So I consider it fate that I found ballroom because I hated every other style of dance. So I was 9 when I saw that program, and something just drew me to it. So I started that at 9. Quickly started getting into competitions, quickly fell in love with the art form of dance in general. Then I started getting training in more than just ballroom, so I was trained in every style of dance. Did that through my whole teen years, which was a overall net positive. I have had so many wonderful opportunities from dance, which I'm so grateful for. I started So You Think You Can Dance. I auditioned for So You Think You Can Dance when I was 18. Here in Salt Lake City, and
rocked it.
Oh my gosh, the most nervous I'd ever been in my life. But this show was just a dream come true. It was something I'd always wanted to do. So yeah, I was nervous, but I did make it on the show, which was great. And then from So You Think You Can Dance, Dancing with the Stars pulled me in, had me interview to become a pro dancer on that show, and then I was there. First, So You Think You Can Dance. Well, actually, not true. I was their first So You Think You Can Dance switch to Dancing with the Stars, who So You Think You Can Dance had let out of their contract to do that. Because typically with American Idol and So You Think You Can Dance, you're under contract for a year that you can't do anything else after that year. So I very quickly moved from So You Think You Can Dance, So You Think You Can Dance tour to Dancing with the Stars at 19. Wow. So it was overwhelming. But
you're so young.
Yeah, I was quite young.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it was funny because there was times where I would question like my ability to handle things, and I remember talking to the casting director, and she was like, "You're handling it well," but I think in my mind I was like, "But I'm still so young. Like, I'm still figuring out life, while I'm also having to be in this like first time moving out of the house, while also being in this very adult job was quite a bit to take on." So
what was the biggest fear that you had, right, in that Dancing with the Stars piece?
Yeah.
Because that seems like there's like
it was
a lot going on there.
Yeah. I think there was 2 pieces. There was one, this fear that I would lose myself, that I would get out to Hollywood and that I would lose my connection to myself or my connection to God through all the pressure of having to perform all the time and this perfectionism piece that often dancers struggle with. And then this other piece that I wasn't good enough. Like, what if I'm not equipped for this? Which is a valid fear, I think, at 19. I was competing with the coaches who had coached me just 3 years
Oh,
prior
wow.
to. So
Intimidating just a little
yeah,
bit.
totally. And I think in my head, it was less of a, it's now I think more seen as like this is entertainment and dance, whereas back then I think it was more like these are like hardcore ballroom dancers, professionals coming into this show. And so it really had that feel to it where I was like, I don't have the same years and years of experience that these other pros do. They were just coaching me 3 years before this, and my, people I immensely admired and looked up to. So it was a lot. So it was that twofold: fear of losing myself and fear of not being good enough.
How do you feel
Yeah.
today about that?
It still feels activated to me. Like when people want to talk about, I still feel activated when I talk about it. When people want to talk about Dancing with the Stars, I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Which is kind of sad because so many people see it as such a positive thing. And for me, it was quite overwhelming.
And how old are you now?
35.
35. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So it was
That was a few years ago.
a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was definitely positive things to it.
So you moved into from Dancing with the Stars into some entrepreneurship
Yeah.
stuff.
So a few years ago, I mean, for a long time, I was just still performing, teaching. But I left LA when I was about 24. So I was there for 5 intense years. Left LA when I was 24. I think the other hard thing for me was that I didn't feel like I had like a family support system to fall back on. So I was really flying solo much of the time. I think every other pro had support around them, whether it was a brother on the show or family that was involved in dance. And I was just this like, girl from Utah. And I didn't really feel like I had a fallback plan or much family support. So the idea that I needed to really depend on myself and my abilities was real. So what if I couldn't was the real fear behind that.
And I want to focus on specifically, like, let's get to, what you opened up there in terms of you were afraid you're going to lose yourself and lose your connection with God. What was that connection like?
Or lose my ability to rely on him even.
Okay. And so you relied on him early in life.
Yeah, there was a big turning point when I was 12, when my family life just flipped upside down. And in one night, just everything I knew about my family just took a 180 turn with some information that I had learned.
Yep. Well said.
Thank you. And from then on, it was 2 years of just feeling like the palpable feeling of my family structure and security at home just slowly falling apart. And I realized this recently that it was at that same age that I was like, okay, I'm really on my own. And emotionally, I was on my own. Financially, I was still living under my parents' home. And we still had a home. Luckily, we never went homeless. But we still had that physical security, but the emotional, spiritual support was not there anymore. And so that was when I really started turning to God and turning to my reliance on him and whatever I knew of him at the time, because it wasn't a ton that I knew about him, but I could feel that there was a presence there, and I could feel that he was reaching for me at a young age and wanted to support me. And so, but I think that's often when we feel God the most, is when we're in the most pain and we reach for him. But then after some years, that support, that I couldn't always feel it, because then I had my own anxieties. And so then that was kind of scary to feel like, okay, I don't know how to find him.
All right. So here's what I'm picking up. So we're gonna like dive deep.
Yeah. Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
You set everybody up really well, and it's like, okay, now what you're seeking is kind of that reconstruction almost of stability, confidence, moving forward in alignment, such that there's clarity, right? And there's I would say, melting away or the reconciliation that might have been there with some kind of off energy. Let's just call it off energy. Things that weren't weren't of God, weren't of love, that were buried back all the way, perhaps in that family flip, and then carried forward into a couple of circumstances that we're not going to get into the specifics of, but I'm aware of, right? Okay. Anything you want to change about what I'm saying or add to?
I don't think so.
All right.
Just feels like there's this split in my life of like life before 12 and life after 12.
Yeah.
So I think at 12 was when
And I know you've
Sounds
done a
good.
lot of introspection on your own life. And one of the areas that a lot of people have intellectual understanding of is like, oh, well, yeah, I get it. Like I went through this big event. I had these emotional betrayal openings or changes or whatever they were, right? Put a label on it, but we don't have to. It's just there was a rift. And so what I see is a woman who is amazing and talented and beautiful inside and out, and someone who's really craving that reconnection with herself, but not the part that has to show up, the part that's like buried and protected and guarded and afraid. Does that sound correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So you ready?
like a vault,
Like a what?
like a
Like a vault.
like a steel vault
Yes.
around.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So you're ready? Okay. So there's 3 parts to this. One is we have to re-energize by going into, right? And so many people back away from. And so I know you're courageous. I know we've done this before in a certain circumstance, but never like this. So the courage is like, hey, I'm willing. And that's really all it takes. It's like, okay, if I'm willing to go into, then once we get into, we'll know what to do because we're surrendering our self in terms of the intellect and we're letting go and allowing God. And that's what I'm going to invite you to do. And we're going to do together. We're going to let go, surrender, and allow God. You down with that?
Yeah.
So out loud, I allow myself to visit the vault.
I allow myself to visit the vault.
And any emotion that will come up, just remember, keep your breath moving, allow any energy to move. Not that any is just yet, but as it comes up, you're safe, you're present, you're here. I allow for whatever the vault feels like to be felt.
I allow for whatever the vault feels like to be felt.
And breathe. A little more energy is going to move there, right? And just breathe into that part of your body where you're experiencing some of the tension and keep the breath moving. And you're going to continue to be safe through this whole process. There you go. Okay, I allow for me to reach out and touch the vault.
I allow for me to reach out and touch the vault.
And I cancel my belief that the vault is scary,
Cancel my belief that the vault is scary.
that it holds something that is going to hurt me.
Oh, it's something that's going to hurt me.
Okay? You all right? Okay. So now you're going to look around, just in your mind's eye, you're going to look around and see if there's anything noticeable about a latch or a doorway or a keypad or anything on the vault. Look all around the vault, even on top of the vault if you have to, and let me know when you can see it.
There's like a tiny, tiny hole, and it's like a round sphere vault. There's a tiny hole at the top.
Okay, tiny hole at the top. And so now you're going to hover above the tiny hole at the top and command, and it is a command, okay? You're commanding. I command my system to be present.
I command my system to be present.
I'm safe,
I'm safe.
and God's now coming into the picture. However God's going to appear in the picture for you, allow God to come into the picture with your breath. Your breath is your willingness. You might feel sensations. Right? Okay, he's there. She's there. God's there. Okay, so now, hey God, if I'm ready, open this vault. Okay, so hey God, if I'm ready, open this vault. Whenever you're ready. You're good. Keep your breath moving. Remember your breath. Stay present. Hey, God, if I'm ready, open this vault. And this is really important because you want to be ready, right? And if you have resistance, you can just sit with it. And but you aren't quite there yet, but stay with it. Just sit with it, okay?
Hey, God, if I'm ready, please open this vault.
Breathe and just witness what happens and describe it as you're seeing it.
Yeah, it feels like this, like, dark, like, demon.
Yep. And you can see it or just feel it.
I can just feel it.
Okay. And what's happening with the vault?
It's open a little.
Okay. Now you're going to do something that you've probably never thought you would do. You're going to say, God, love this demon.
God, love this demon.
And demon, if you wish, you can go with God.
Demon, if you wish, you can go with God.
But it's your choice.
It's your choice.
I'm sticking with God.
I'm sticking with God.
And breathe. You're going to feel that power come, right? You feel that shift? Okay. And the feelings of the demon?
Gone.
Gone. Okay. So
But what if it comes back?
well, that's a really interesting way of putting it.
Yeah.
Remember, I'm sticking with God. Okay? So we're going to stick with God on this. Was it a big deal that it even showed up? We
No, I mean, obviously it needed to be released.
Yeah.
But I don't know in those instances if that's a part of me or if it's like actually, part of the other side
Does it matter?
for my brain.
Yeah, for the brain. And so
Oh,
we're going
yeah.
to let the brain know, hey, this isn't your rodeo, right? This isn't your dance. So take a back seat, right? And I'm sticking with God. Willing? All right. Your brain's cooperating now?
It's so strong.
It is so strong.
It's so
because it's
strong,
used to
but-
being in control,
Yeah.
right? And you're not alone. Like, I mean, that's like,
It's
we're
like-
trained to like have our brain in charge.
Yeah.
It's the flip of what's actually best for us. So in the flipping,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, wait, you mean I don't have a job to do here?
Yeah.
Brain, you do have a job. You've got a brilliant job, but allow for God to lead. And then God will pull the content that's needed from your past into the story, but it won't if it's not needed. So just let go. Like it's not your dance. So I let go of trying to control the situation
I let go trying to control this situation.
and I choose God. What's happening with the vault?
It feels like it's wide open, but
That's where you want to go. That's their brain is going to
sometimes
try
I
to
can't
interject.
discern if it's like, yeah.
Yeah, and that's beautiful, right? It's not yours to discern just yet, right? I choose God. Reinforce that. I choose God. And so it feels like it's wide open, right?
Feels like it's like,
Beautiful. Okay, so now we're shifting gears a little bit again. I invite light to go into the sphere,
invite light to go into the sphere.
and Jesus paved the way for me.
And Jesus paved the way for me.
And breathe. Okay, so there's some cleaning up that's happening inside the sphere. And when it's ready, you're going to see almost like a line or not staircase, but like a line, like a zip line that's going to bring you down in there. So let me know when you see the zip line.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay. And when you're ready, grab on. If you look around, there should be a handle there. Grab on and zip on down.
I love this. It's so fun.
Healing is fun.
Okay.
Grab it on and give us your experience. Tell us what you're experiencing. What are you seeing?
Just like a young girl holding onto the zip line, going down.
Okay. So now you're inside
Right
the
in the
sphere.
Pit on my stomach. Yeah.
Pit in the stomach.
Like right in the.
Yeah. And that's okay, right? Because that's the anticipation, right? That's just the body like, hey, there's something happening here. This is unfamiliar. it's okay to be uncomfortable, right? And you're demonstrating it beautifully. You're staying in the breath. You're allowing, you're allowing, you're allowing, and you're moving through it beautifully. And let me know when you get into the sphere.
Like, here's the sphere. She's like right here.
Yeah, okay. I cancel my goal to block myself from healing.
Okay, I cancel my goal to block myself from healing.
And I allow the pit in my stomach to reveal its message.
I allow the pit in my stomach to reveal its message.
And just breathe and wait. There. Okay, what'd you get?
Just a little more release.
Okay, a little more. So you're moving a little bit further down.
Yeah.
All right. And any message that the pit of your stomach has for you?
I felt like a lot of shame and self-blame.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you.
Thank you.
I accept that I have these feelings.
I accept that I have these feelings.
They're okay.
They're okay.
There, now breathe. It's coming. Okay, the energy is going to be moving. I allow shame to be here.
I allow shame to be here.
I allow the self-ridicule to rise up.
I allow the self-ridicule to rise up.
And I cancel controlling my emotions.
And I cancel controlling my emotions.
There you go. Now breathe. Just let your emotions kind of regulate. God, I surrender the level of my emotions to you.
God, I surrender the level of my emotions to you.
I let go of control.
I let go of control.
There you go. How's the pit? Good? Okay. And where are you on the zip line?
Wow.
What's that?
Feels like the pit, the vault has dissolved a little bit, so the zip line doesn't know. It's not there.
Okay.
Where
cool.
does it go?
No, it's good. It's just it disappeared, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And look down into the vault. What do you see as it's disappearing?
I see a young girl.
Yeah. All right. So I allow myself to go visit this young girl.
I allow myself to go visit this young girl.
And when you're ready, however you get there, be with the young girl. And let me know when you're there.
Try not to think. Okay, I'm there.
Perfect. All right, so we're going to do some work with the young girl, but I'm going to start the radio show, right?
Okay.
Be with the young girl. Just be there. Keep your breath moving. Hey, dance with the young girl. All right. And so we're going on the radio show, which if you've never been on, we've never done anything like this, but you can get access in the description below every Friday at 2 p.m. Central. We're playing the opening music. We're having a good time. We're here with Chelsie. And welcome to the O Coalition. I'm actually filming day 2 of the O Coalition podcast. I'm here with Chelsie Hightower, and she's doing great. We've been going through a healing process. And instead of interrupting the healing process, I asked Chelsie permission, like, hey, can we just carry this forward on the radio show? And so we are. So you are here with me, and thank you for being here. And you might not hear everything, so I'm going to be prompting Chelsie, and I'll be sharing, but we're doing the work. And the backstory is she had some pretty significant trauma that locked her in this vault, and we've been going through a healing process to approach the vault and invite God into the healing and allow for this little opening in the top to be opened. And it's been opening, and there was some darkness that showed up, and we invited that darkness to go to God, and it disappeared. And so now she just entered down into the vault with what she says is a little girl, her little girl. And so you're going to just be witnessing today firsthand kind of, how we do a podcast and how a healing process goes. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And so happy that you're all here. All right, so Chelsie, we're back to there's this little girl, and you just went down and you're visiting the little girl. Okay, so what I want you to do is allow for yourself to do whatever you have done and describe it to us, like what's happened so far.
Yeah, the vault, the sphere vault.
I'm going to have you hold this so that they can hear you.
The sphere vault just disintegrated, and then there was another hole, and then went through that other hole. It was also dark, and now I'm finding the little girl in this dark place.
Okay, so, and you keep holding the phone. I'll just speak loudly. So allow yourself to, all right, say that last part one more time.
So there was another small hole, and through the darkness, I went through that other small hole to meet this younger girl.
Okay.
Sit next to her.
What would you call the girl?
Like younger me.
Younger me. And what name would you give her? If you were to like call out to her, what name would you call out?
Chelsie.
Chelsie, all right. So I want you to call out, hey, Chelsie.
Or like Priscilla.
Priscilla? Was that your nickname?
I don't know. No, not at all. I don't know. That's the first name that came to me.
Okay. Try it.
Priscilla.
So see who responds.
Such a gross name. Just kidding. Sorry. Any Priscillas out there?
So, hey, Chelsie.
Hey, Chelsie.
Look at me.
Look at me.
If you're willing.
If you're willing.
And let me know if she looks at you.
Yeah.
Okay. And so here, let me grab the phone. We'll do it this way. I'll hold it in the middle. Hopefully you can all hear. We're kind of sitting apart with microphones, so we're going to do our best here. All right. So she's looking at you. Look her in the eyes. Okay. This is going to be really important. I want you to close your eyes as you're imagining yourself in front of her, right? So allow yourself to close your eyes and say, Priscilla.
Priscilla.
If that's you.
If that's you.
You can go now.
You can go now.
I'm calling on you, Chelsie.
I'm calling on you, Chelsie.
To arrive.
To arrive.
In God's name.
In God's name.
And open your eyes at her as you're looking at her. And describe if anything's changed.
Just pain, like hurt.
You see hurt in her eyes?
I feel it in my body.
You feel it in your body right now? Okay. So I allow the pain.
I allow the pain.
And I ask God to be in the pain.
And I ask God to be in the pain.
I invite God to be in my thoughts.
I invite God to be in my thoughts.
I invite God to guide this healing.
I invite God to guide this healing.
Breathe. You're doing great. Anyone who joined late and you're listening, this isn't the normal way that we've done the live sessions, but this is day 2 of filming our new podcast, The Oak Coalition. I'm sitting here with Chelsie Hightower, and we're going through right in the middle of a healing process. So we're just decided, hey, we're going to invite you to join us. All right, so as you look in her eyes, what's changed?
They're bigger, more blue, more innocent.
Okay, they're bigger, more blue, more innocent. And how are you feeling? How's the pain?
A little better. I noticed that there's a part that's afraid of doing it wrong.
Okay. It's okay if I do it wrong.
It's okay if I do it wrong.
Actually, you can't do it wrong. There's no doing it wrong.
Can't tell a professional dancer that.
Oh, there it is. So I allow myself to go through this entire process.
I allow myself to go through this entire process.
And I release trying to control.
And I release trying to control.
Okay, now you're going to sit next to the little girl. Okay, go sit next to her. Let me know when you're sitting next to her.
Mm-hmm.
And is she okay with you sitting there? Okay. And say, if you're willing, you can sit in my lap.
If you're willing, you can sit in my lap.
And let me know if she does. Okay, she's sitting in your lap. Whatever you would say to that young girl right now, as an adult, as who you are, from that aligned space, because you're perfectly aligned right now. I want you to whisper or speak however you would, or just hold her, whatever you would do, whatever you want to do. But let that little girl know that you're here and she's welcome and she's safe. So go ahead and do that. Beautiful.
I feel like every time we do this, it always just ends up being me apologizing to the younger parts for like exiling them and for not loving them and for not like including them into my life.
Yeah.
And it's like they're not mad at me, but I've done that to them.
So now instead of talking about her, talk to her. There you go. Keep your breath moving. Just keep your breath moving. There's a lot of emotion coming up. And no words need to even be spoken. You're doing it. This is it. Just breathe. Open your throat. Breathe softly. Nice and easy, Chelsie. Here's another Kleenex. You're doing great. Feeling a lot of what emotion?
Like peace and relief and love.
Yeah, peace, relief, love. Beautiful.
Like the feeling when someone you really love says sorry to and you really, really care. And you just feel a little more whole.
Beautiful. So now we're going to pray, okay? And everyone prays differently, but and anyone who's listening or watching, you can do the same prayer, right? Everyone has the potential to receive the benefit of what you're opening up, because what you're opening up isn't unusual. I mean, so many people have these parts, that they've tried to isolate and protect, right? And those parts have remained hidden, and it keeps the wounds alive in the body, in the mind, and what we want to do is we want to free that. So here's the simplicity of the prayer. Hey, God.
Hey, God.
Wherever you are right now,
Wherever you are right now,
I invite you to be with this little girl.
I invite you to be with this little girl.
And little girl, like your little self, just say, let him in, or her in, let God in.
Let him in.
There you go. You're safe. You can allow God in. There you go. You feel that shift? Yep. Okay. Now I want you to ask the little girl, and she could sit in your lap or she could get up and look at you, however she wants to do it, but just ask the little girl, is there anything you need from me?
Is there anything you need from me?
And what's the answer?
More attention.
More attention. And so now you're going to take this prayer a little bit further. Would you like to come with me? Ask her, would you like to come with me?
Would you like to come with me?
Because I would love it if you would.
I would love it if you would.
But it's your choice.
But it's your choice.
So now you're going to just allow her to sit back in your lap. And say, when you're ready, just fall right back into me. And let me know when she falls back into you. And melts back into you. All right. And now on the count of 3, she's going to start expanding and stretch out. 1, 2, 3. Until she's reintegrated into the wholeness of you. Feel that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
I need to do this every day.
All right, so now we're going to wrap up with this. She wants more attention.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're whole, you're one.
Yeah.
So now you're going to just close your eyes right now and just ask, okay, what would more attention look like?
She wants to be seen. She wants to be felt, her needs and her wants. She
Yeah.
wants to be loved. Like, she's very basic.
And what does that look like? What will that look like in your life when that's true?
I think I have a tendency to feel like my needs are too much. You hear people say this all the time, and you're like, oh, it's so cliche. But I think that,
Yeah.
like if I'm emotional or sensitive, that I'm being too much, and that I've like exiled those parts of me, especially when I've been in unhealthy relationships. And so it looks like and it feels like just not exiling those parts of me and recognizing that I'm made to be just who I am. Like, there's nothing wrong with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So we're gonna open up in a minute to like a caller. If anyone wants to call in, is that okay with you?
Yeah.
All right. If anyone wants to call in, I know it's been a little difficult to hear because we're kind of holding the phone back and forth, and we're hooked up to microphones. We've got a bunch of cameras set up. But if you would like to call in, you can go to the Needle app. If you don't have it, you can go download that on the Apple Store or Google Play. It's NEDL. And you download the app, and you can create an account. You can find the show and just look up Mark Haddis, no space between, and it should come up. And then there's a button there you can call in. So if anyone who does have the app, who's on, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, we've been talking with Chelsie. You came on right in the middle of a healing process we were doing on the podcast show. And so we welcome you and want to give you the space as well to join the conversation if you'd like. So I will give people a moment to do that, and I'll check back in a few minutes. So if you do raise your hand with the caller button, I'll come back in just a few minutes and check. So Chelsie, I want to, and we might not have anybody call in, that's fine. But I want to really emphasize that when someone does the work, right? And that's what we're doing. We're doing the work. When someone does the work, there can be a tendency to feel like, wait, I've done this before. You know, I've integrated parts of me. I've gone into the dark areas, right?
For sure.
Okay. There's a level of willingness that someone's at that, hey, I'm willing to go to level 2 out of 10, for example. And so if you're willing to go to level 2 out of 10, like celebrate that before you might have gone to a level 2, and maybe today you went to a level 3, and maybe tomorrow there'll be a level 4. And there is a finish. I often say in spiritual work, there's no finish line because we're always being perfected. But there is a finish to this kind of energy. There is a resolution where at some point this energy no longer has power. And when it no longer has power, you're able to move forward with the same kind of circumstances that might have even looked like past experiences, but you won't react the same way.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I think what I've struggled with a little bit, I'm glad we're touching on this, is that I feel like I think something that felt like it broke me in the last few years was feeling like I've done this before and I've learned my lesson, and then I walk into the same circumstance with the same type of person and I just think, well, how could I have done that again? I knew better, I must have been, and then I judge myself and I think, well, I must have been better before, I must have been stronger before, I must have been wiser before. And then it ends up being this very vicious cycle of like, now I'm hurting from the pain of the circumstance and this type of person but now I'm also beating myself up about it. And I'm like, and so I struggle with that because there was this feeling that like, even with the first circumstance that I told you about when I was younger, around 21, there was this feeling that I knew better and I did it anyways. And I think that's true to an extent. I think I did the best I could at the time.
Yep.
and I was doing the best with the resources that I had or didn't have. But I've really struggled to feel like I thought I was healing and I thought I was so much better. And then I walked into a very similar circumstance that happened when I was younger. And it's hard for me because
you want to be finished.
yeah,
You want that.
stop
You want
suffering.
that. Yeah, you want that to stop so that you don't have the same experience.
Yeah, I'm
as
just like, it's
repeating.
just so hurting. It's
Yeah.
so hurtful, and I suffer, and I feel like,
Yeah, and that's the payoff.
no.
And people might think, well, what do you mean payoff? That's the payoff, is you get to go down into that, area that you may have traversed before, but in a new way, right? You get to go through it. And then eventually, when you get to a place where it's like, hey, I'm not going to succumb to the lies, I'm going to trust the inner voice. That's when you're going to rise above.
Yeah.
That's when it's like,
Yeah, because it's like there's this voice that knew,
yeah, that's it.
but then there was this emotional pull
Right.
to the person in the circumstance.
Yeah. What blocks energy and truth is judgment, right? Which you mentioned, judgment was in
Yeah.
there.
That is
Assumptions, like the brain sometimes can get in the way, like, oh, well, that can't be that, right? Because the divine insight you got, it's like, well, I can't go that way because then I'll be hurt because I won't have this relationship or whatever the story was.
Yeah.
It's a, wait a minute, maybe that part of me that is guiding me knows better, and I could learn to trust it. And once you get to a place where it's like, okay, I want to learn to trust that, I want to know more of how to trust that, that's the dismantling. That's the part where it's like, okay, well, anything in the way of distrust then has to fall away. And so the opportunity then is to grow in faith, but the faith of action, the faith of recognition that that inner guidance is the voice of the divine showing you a way. Betrayal in the world always starts with betrayal of self. So if we betray ourselves in that moment of, hey, go make a pizza right now, we're like, well, that's stupid. I'm not even hungry. Right? Well, then we miss the opportunity that making the pizza had for us, which we don't even know what it was because we didn't do it.
Yeah.
But if we're like, okay, I'll go make a pizza, like as long as it's from love.
Well, we're not judging the inspiration or the voice, and just trust that and follow it.
Yeah. Where people get confused is they'll get into a state of harm when they follow the voice that's rooted in fear. And that voice is not going to be of the pure nature of God. It's not going to be the voice of Christ. And that's not what that voice is, because that voice is always going to lead you further and further into the divine in terms of that Christ God-centered voice.
Yeah.
So if you're feeling a lot of anxiousness and fear and worry, don't listen to the inner voice until you recognize, like, hey, it's okay to feel this. I release it. What is it it's showing me? Oh, it's showing me that I'm scared. Okay, it's okay to feel scared. You move through and let the healing happen. It's the first 3 Beatitudes: using the breath and staying present, allowing the emotions to move, and then letting go of the storyline that we create. And once we do that, we get to this place of center, and then it's okay. Is it still best to make a pizza? Because maybe the idea of making the pizza was just to bring into your awareness the whole storyline of fear and worry and all that. And so now when you're back to center, it's like, is it still best to make a pizza? It's like, actually, you know what? Call some friends over and, play Parcheesi or something. I don't know if you know that game.
No.
It's a board
It's a
game I
pizza
played as a
game?
kid. So
Okay.
that is the beauty of this work. It's like, yeah, we have an opportunity to stay centered, to stay present 100% of the time, I believe. I'm not saying I do, but I believe we can. And so if we get enough people to recognize like, well, what if that is possible, right? Sharon was just here a little while ago. I know you know Sharon, and he has a great story. And he has this amazing story arc of, you know, hanging with Jesus and God, and they show up. It's like, wow, that's so cool. Like, how did that happen? Well, it happens because he's not judging, you know, he's present, you know, he's recognizing, he's pure love. And he also knows, like, if he's in fear and worry, that, like, okay, that's not a time to start doing things in the world. That's a time to reconnect. And as long as people reconnect, that's the work.
Yeah.
And so if you're off, you're always going to have work to reconnect. But if you're connected, there's no work to do except for be present,
Yeah, that makes sense.
right? So there's no
Yeah.
repeating then.
Yeah.
Then it's just, okay, now I'm on a new adventure.
Yeah.
And so now I give myself another opportunity to listen to that inner guidance. And we all fail. We all fall, just like a child falls when they're learning to walk. It's built into the nurturing, and I think the care and the love and the grace that God
The
gives us.
refinement.
Yeah. So how's that landing? How's that landing for you? And I know it's nothing.
Yeah, I think it feels really, I mean, I believe it. It feels really true. Sometimes I get stuck in the, like how in the process of like, well, how much do I need to know about this so that I can root it back to like, here's the reason. Like, I think in many ways, like, well, I can stay more safe if I can know where this came from.
Yeah.
Because if I know where it came from, then I can better recognize it when it comes back. So if I can recognize, well, one of my caregivers didn't give me the love and attention because they were so, they had so much going on in their life, then that can help me better understand why a younger part of me feels that way. But then I think that's also very tricky because sometimes you can get stuck. I can get stuck in like,
Good catch.
ruminating about it, you know, and thinking about it and not being present, and therefore, and then I'm just like stuck in the
Yeah, that's the
wanting the answers and not really going anywhere, and that's not helpful.
and that's the trap,
Yeah.
right? The brain wants answers.
Yeah.
And so that's when we cancel our goal to actually get an answer.
Yeah.
And that's when we say, you know what? It's okay if I don't know. Now, oftentimes when we say it's okay if I don't know, what'll come up later is a new awareness. Like, oh, wait, what if
So that control part though is so strong, right? Like
yeah,
for me especially, like especially after going through this most recent thing, the control part's gotten even louder and stronger, and that's been really hard for me because I'm like, wait, but I was getting so much better at like letting that go. And then I go through and then I'm feeling like I'm healed. And then I let this new person in who I thought was safe. Turns out they weren't. Something changed. They show me another side. And now I'm like, now this control part's like, okay, yeah, can't trust you.
yeah,
Who thought,
which is the
I'm going to
risk.
step in and I'm going to be way more strong, way more intense, which I have felt. And now getting past that has been really difficult. And then I get frustrated because I'm like, okay, now I'm set back even further. And that's not the goal. And that's frustrating because all I want to do is feel peaceful. But then I just have these conflicting parts. And
And it's a journey.
yeah.
I mean, it really is. It's a journey. It's a journey into self. It's a journey into integration. It's a willingness to continue.
And let go.
Yeah, and the control that you're talking about. Control is always rooted in fear,
Yeah.
right? If you're like you said, it's like, oh, you can feel yourself getting like, well, no one's going to hurt me again. So now you're building up the fortress again.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's the opposite of where you're going to find restored self. That's the opposite of what God invites us to do is surrender and keep our eyes in that vein. So one of the things that I'm going to give you and anybody listening as a practice is anytime that you notice that you're fearing repeating your past, recognize you're off and ask for support. Like ask, and they don't have to be a skilled practitioner of this work.
Yeah.
It could be just a friend that you say, hey, I need some support, right? And the support would
That's
look like,
hard. Yeah.
yeah, the support would look like, hey, I'm afraid that I'm repeating something, and I notice that I'm starting to control, and I know that the right thing to do is to let go, but that's scary because I don't know what the answer will be if I surrender.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, hey, would you just be with me as I breathe and feel and allow God to guide this process? And everyone on the planet's going to say yes. Like, yes, I'll be there with you. I will hold your hand. I will be there with you. Right? They don't have to save you. They don't have to fix it. They are the presence of love because you set it up in that way. You just set it up like, hey, would you just be the presence of love as I go through what I'm going through here? And even if you sit in silence for 10 minutes, you can just sit in silence knowing that you have love kind of encircling you. And as you get into that space with the support person, an insight's going to come up. It's like, oh, wait, what if this person is trustworthy? What if they are loving me, like in a way that's beautiful and perfect? What if they could be my best friend or a new love or whatever, or new business partner? But if we go from the standpoint of fear of the past, we block the blessing
Yeah.
that's right in front of us.
Yeah.
And our energy then creates the dynamic that mirrors the unhealed controlling part. Right? They're responding to
Yeah.
you, to your energy.
Yeah.
And so it's your responsibility, it's our responsibility to say, oh, wait, I'm co-creating this circumstance, right? What if I'm fully present in it? Well, guess what? If they are what you feared, they'll fall out of your life because they can't hang in that space. And if they're not, then you can open up a beautiful relationship that otherwise you would have like cut off because of fear. Does that make?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I've cycled in that as well, not knowing if I'm creating it because I'm mirroring, like, and they're responding to my energy, or if that's what's really happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to wrap there.
Okay.
Chelsea, thank you.
Thank
I
you
know this
so
is a
much.
little unusual because it's like, hey, we're filming, we're opening up the radio thing here. Sorry, everybody who's on the radio. I know it was not as easy to hear, and some of you jumped in when we were in the middle of it. But we'll see you next week here, Fridays, 2 p.m. Thanks for being here. Love and blessings to you. And hopefully you heard enough that you were able to glimmer some value. Once this is up on the podcast, I'm not sure when these are going to launch, but should be launching soon. If you haven't subscribed to the podcast, you can go to YouTube and find the Oak Coalition out there and follow. So once these do go live, you'll be able to see it live. Take care. Bye-bye.